The LA Kings are a really good team. They had a terrific November into December, and then things started to go the other way. They had some scoring problems.
And the Kings, at times, still struggles to score goals.
The goaltending appeared to be back on track with Jonathan Quick returning from his injury. But that yearly nemesis kept rearing its ugly head and a lack of offense.
We know this much. The LA Kings, it's been a struggle. And the old bugaboo is haunting the Kings again. They're not scoring goals.
You know, just before the Olympic break, we did not score a whole lot, and it's never fun to be in one of those slumps.
I remember Justin Williams in the room after one game when we'd been shut out. You know, he just said, guys, you know, don't give up on me, don't give up on us. You know, we're gonna get through this.
Jonathan Quick, Dustin Brown being announced to Team USA. Both those guys were members in 2010 in Vancouver, and it's pretty exciting.
A break away from the game, a break away from the way we've been playing, I think was exactly what we needed.
You know, when Drew was named to Canada's team, he came in that morning that he was named and said, it's pretty cool, I'm going to get to win the gold medal and Stanley Cup in the same year.
We thought maybe this is good, this Olympic break. It was about 19 days between games.
Now, Jeff Carter starts the tournament on the top line with Sidney Crosby and Chris Kunitz, and it leads to 3 goals. It's certainly the first star for Team Canada in this game.
I think a lot of guys used the break for exactly what they needed. I think some guys got rest and got healthy, and other guys, you know, got a little rejuvenated over at the Olympics.
Look at the heat on this. Captain to captain. Dustin Brown's not going to miss that empty 4x6.
And here comes Drew Doughty right down Broadway and flips it home. How good is that finish?
Dewey had a few, Brownie had a few. I think everyone scored except for maybe Quickie.
You know, we're fortunate enough to have, you know, guys on the gold medal team competing. So, you know, the success that they had in the Olympics, they bring that excitement back to the rest of the team.
Just going to the Olympics was a reset button for me, and I came back feeling a lot better. I think that could be said for a lot of players.
Right out of the Olympic break, you've got the trade deadline coming up. Everybody is wondering maybe what are the Kings going to do?
How about the LA Kings? We know they need to get some offense, right?
It's a tense time. You know, a lot of rumors flying around and things like that, and you know that something big could happen.
I mean, it's a nervous day for any hockey player.
Dean has a lot of meetings with staff and with coaches, and wanted to know if there was a move to make, what would better the team, and they talked about speed and scoring.
It had to be the right player. Arguably had to be a special player, but you had to ensure you were getting a player that might give you a big payoff.
Marian Gaborik's name comes into play.
What his strengths were, we were lacking.
It was on-off again about 5 times. You know, my first time going through a trade deadline, you think you got them the night before, then you wake up in the morning, there's no chance you're getting them. Then you got them again at 10 o'clock. Now you're not going to get them.
Well, after much toing and froing and back and forth, Pierre LeBrun, the LA Kings
have acquired Marian Gaborik.
When we heard we had Gaborik, it was exciting. Kind of puts a little pep in your step saying, we feel we can do this again.
You know, anytime you can add a guy like that, you know, just a real pure goal scorer, similar to what we did with Karts, you know, a couple years before, it's huge. It's always a big pickup.
That's so much when you bring in a player, particularly one of that stature. His ability to embed himself in the team isn't so much on him, it's the other 19 guys. And I think we saw that right away, the way these players in the room embraced him. When Gabby got to us, we were on the road. We were on a road trip, and you know, we had a couple of days to hang out and go for dinners and you know, have a beer or two. Just figure out what he's all about, and vice versa, you know, him with us.
But if you don't have the right chemistry in the room, it doesn't. All the other stuff is irrelevant. You know, when you bring in a superstar like Gabby, it's about, one, making him feel comfortable, but also letting him know this is how we do it here, and either you buy in or you're out.
To the left circle, Gaborik to the net, shoots, scores!
The one thing that I didn't realize, I always knew he was fast, but he's real quick.
You can tell how good he is just by a couple of practices, the way he shoots the puck, the way he skates. You know, those skills that he possesses come to the forefront right away.
To Dean Lombardi's credit, he was able to pull off another great deal without affecting really the core, the nucleus of the team.
I think the whole mindset of the group getting back together was, all right, we're through stage 1 of the season, we're through Olympic break. Now it's time to get after this thing.
Yeah, I just think we ramped it up and realized that we're a very good team with a lot of
a lot of good players, and we realized we had to step it up. We had to play better.
We went on a pretty good run. I think we won 6 or 8 games in a row after that. Got on a roll. Everyone was feeling confident again.
Right now, you could envision this team being very dangerous come playoff time because they're good at everything. They can score enough. They got the great goaltending and defense. So yeah, but when they're playing like this, you can see them coming out of the West again.
I think over the last 5 years, I think we've had a good sprint to the finish. I think we always finish pretty well. Sometimes it's out of desperation because we dig ourselves a hole, but we've always finished strong, and that's just kind of our mentality.
We were a much different team coming out of that break. I think Daryl mentioned that we had the best record in the league since the Olympic break.
The one thing that we learned 2 years ago is that it doesn't matter where you finish as long as you make it into the playoffs. And once you get into the playoffs, anything can happen.